Good morning, language warriors. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, September 27th, and it's 10:03 a.m. here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today is a very rainy day. It's rainy and damp. It just feels damp. So, hello everyone. Hello Odie. Hello Flavia. Hello Tanya. Hello Han and Bottle. Hello Kiki. Hello Zendan and Mila. Hello Sasha and Priya. I'm a little tired. Didn't sleep very well or very much, but I'm still here. So I'm only going to do one live stream today. What a great song, Odie. Hello, Mio Hassat in Myanmar. Hello. I've been working late. Yeah, sometimes I'm working late, but sometimes I just don't sleep well. It's just how I am. Flavia, probably an hour and a half today. Probably an hour and a half. I'm going to probably try to go, if I can go to 11 or 11:30, then I will. So it's 10 o'clock right now. So probably about an hour and a half today. Thank you, Edgar. Well, I know people complain that I don't talk to people enough. So I figure today I will try to talk to some people. But I hope you guys understand why. I hope you understand why I don't talk to that many people that much. Do you know why? Anyone? Holland wants to know why. Well, it's really simple. I have a lot of followers, right? And I'm trying to help as many people as I possibly can, right? And my time is valuable, right? So that means my time here is a lot more effective if I'm trying to talk to as many people as I possibly can, and if I'm trying to answer as many questions as I possibly can. So I love talking to people, and I love connecting with people. But I think some of you just want to practice talking. And I understand that's good that you want to practice talking. But do you understand that you practicing your talking is not a very good way for me to help everyone? Right? So if you only want to come on my stage just to chat with me, sometimes I don't have time for that. If you have a question, maybe I can help you. But if you just want to practice your talking, your speaking, there are many people that you can talk with. You don't need to talk to me. Okay? So it's really just that. It's just because my time is valuable and I can't just be talking. I need to try to do things, I need to try to help as many people as I can. That's why. And Kiki said, I think those who complain don't watch you daily. I think you're right. Right. Many, many people, they turn on my stream. They've never seen me before. They don't know anything about me. But they're immediately upset because I'm not talking to them. Teacher Mark talks a lot, though. Well, yeah. Should I talk less? That's what a teacher does. A teacher is supposed to talk to you. Flavia, today is, sure, open Q&A. If you have questions, then I'll try to help you. Do I know any websites for professional speaking and writing and presentation skills? Yeah, there are many, many, many websites that have courses for that, Noradine. I don't know about any that are free, but there are many courses you can sign up for to help you with public presentation, public speaking, presentation skills, professional writing. Okay? But I don't know about any free websites. Noradine, for that kind of help, you need personal attention. You need someone that can listen to you and understand your problems and help you with them. So that's why you need some kind of a personal course. You can't just take general information. That's not going to be that useful to you. You can buy a book about public speaking, or you can download a book about public speaking. I don't know. I have a book about public speaking, and I think it's one of the dumbest books I've ever read in my life. I feel like, I don't know. Anyway, Noradine, yeah. So unfortunately, at some point, to get high-level information and high-level help, you have to pay. Yeah. ChatGPT would be a good way. Yeah, ChatGPT can help you with some of that. Sure. AI can help you with some of that. Why does English have a lot of intonation and melodies and blends? Because, Hannah, English is an emotionally tonal language. So it's not tonal the same way that Chinese is tonal. Chinese is in Chinese, the tones affect the meaning of the vocabulary. But in English, the tones affect the meaning of the feeling. So, it's emotions. That's why there are melodies. Because when you are emotional, that's how you speak. Or at least that's how we speak. No. I should say, no, that's how people speak, because almost every language that I know, there's an emotionally tonal component to every language. Chinese, Japanese, French, German, Italian. When you get angry, your tones change. When you get happy, your tones change. When you get sad, your tones change. And if your emotions don't match your spoken tones, people think that's weird. Yeah. What would the passive sentence of "I'm totally into her" be? Totally into her. I am, or I was. But Farzad, here's what I want to know. Why do you care about the passive version of how to say "I'm totally into her"? Who thinks about language like that? Unless you're taking a test. And if you're taking a test, then I'm sorry, but I just think it's a weird way to think about language when you start saying things like, how would I say the passive version of this sentence? Don't think about it like that. That's not how language is supposed to work. Anyway. Google it, or Farzad, use AI for learning how to do passive grammar, okay? Yeah. I don't know. I really don't. I can't think about grammar when I wake up in the morning. Sorry. Do you know anyone that can help with English presentations you can pay? Hi. My name is Teacher Mark. You can pay me. I have lessons on my profile. Go buy one. I'll help you with your English presentation. Noradine, ChatGPT. Okay, so listen, Noradine, I know it's not perfect. It's not as good as having a teacher. But why would you refuse a good tool just because it's not a perfect tool? Don't refuse to use a good tool just because it's not perfect. So use it however you can for your benefit. Okay? Isabel, the conversation is, we can chat about anything. If you want to talk to me about something, if you want to ask me about something, that's why I do this live stream. This live stream, A Friend in Every Corner, is one where I want to talk to more people and just be more friendly. I try to be, but I'm not a very friendly person sometimes. You are loved by me. Right. I am totally into her. Totally into her. Yeah, but see, that's... If you just say you are loved by me, that's not a passive way of that same sentence. That's a passive sentence, but it's not his sentence in passive form. But, again, I understand, Farzad, it's really good that you want to practice. It's really good that you want to practice. But, practice things that are worth practicing. Okay? So, as a drummer, I could spend all day trying to do the most difficult mathematical things in drumming, where maybe with one hand I will play 2 beats, and with the other hand I'll play 3 beats, like this. And with my feet, I'm doing another rhythm, and with my other foot. So that is many, many, many things. Okay, but here's the question. What I was just doing is impressive. It's impressive. But is it practical? Is it useful? Am I ever going to use that in a song? No. What do we use in music? Mostly simple things. So that is my point, Farzad. If you are going to practice English, make sure you are practicing things that are useful to you. I used to play very complicated and difficult advanced music called avant-garde music. And I was very into it for a long time, but then I stopped. And the reason I stopped is because it stopped being musical. It was just about math. And that's the way you're looking at language. You're looking at language like, let me practice the math of language. No, man. Practice the music of language, not the math. Okay? Grammar is only a tool. It is not the point. Grammar is just a tool. Grammar is the theory of language. Okay? Don't spend more time on theory than you do on practicality. Okay? What do I think about Rosetta Stone, Hannah? I don't know about Rosetta Stone anymore. Rosetta Stone was one of the most famous language learning companies 30 years ago, 40 years ago even. But I don't really know anything about them now. To be honest, I don't hear that much about them, so I don't know if they're very competitive anymore, truthfully. Hello, Theodora. Hello, Joseph. Hello, Vecca. Fluke, I don't think there is any group, Fluke. Just follow me, and I usually I post my live streams about 1 hour before I start, but I'm going to try to create a longer schedule, and I'm going to try to see if I can post my live streams by week or by month, maybe. So if I can do them by month, then you'll just be able to look at my schedule and you'll see what's coming. Okay? What different fruits do I like to use to mix together to make a perfect juice? That's an interesting question, Nordine. I've never really thought about it. I like mango juice is probably my favorite kind of juice. Why do you say this is Mike and not, why is it not correct to say he is Mike? They're both correct, Miguel. They just say different things. If I say this is Mike, I'm introducing you. Like if I had something in my hand. This is my remote. Okay? When you say this, you're introducing someone. If you say he, it sounds more passive like you're talking about him like he's not there. Right? So if you maybe he's not there. He could be across the room, or you're just talking about him, what's your friend's name? Oh, he is Mike. You wouldn't say this is Mike because he's not standing with you, right? So there are some they imply different things. They are both correct in different ways. What is my opinion about the word families? I don't know, Farzad. I don't really have an opinion about the word families. It's a word. Family means different things to different people. To some people, family is only the people who are related to you by blood. But then, some people really only consider their family to be close blood relatives. Not really your uncles and your aunts or your cousins, just your brother and your sister and your mom and your dad. Other people consider family to be anyone that they care about. I'm kind of like that. I have friends who I consider to be my family. Can I explain by the way? Isabella, by the way, is something that you use when you want to add some point of information that you think is important for some reason. So, let me think of a good example. If you have, maybe if you got a new job, and you have to talk to your workers, okay? And the person who had your job before you, the person who you replaced, they were not a very good speaker and they weren't very friendly. Okay, so maybe when you go to this new job and you have to speak to your new workers, maybe someone will tell you, before you speak to them, by the way, it might be helpful for you to know that the last person who had your job really wasn't a very good speaker and he couldn't get people motivated. That might be a useful piece of information for this person to know. Okay, so by the way is what we say anytime you want to add an extra piece of information that you think might be useful. Okay? You can say he when he is standing beside you, but you'd be talking about him and that would be weird. That's considered rude in America. If you talk about somebody when they're standing right next to you, they can talk for themselves. Why are you talking for him? So you're right, Mari. If you say he, it could be he is Mike. But that's weird. That's weird. We would say this is Mike. Yeah. If you say he is Mike, that's just awkward. Let me think if there's another way for me to explain it to you. Yeah, I mean, all I can say is just that when you use the word this is Mike, you're introducing him. When you say he is Mike, it's more like you're giving a piece of information. Okay? And if you're giving a piece of information about somebody who's standing right beside you, that's kind of weird because he can probably say, oh yeah, I'm Mike. So if somebody says, who's that guy? You could say, yeah, he is Mike, but that would be weird. So the normal thing would be, this is Mike, this is my friend Mike. Or maybe Mike himself will just say, oh yeah, hi, I'm Mike. Okay? Is it correct to say as yet, like so far? As yet or as of yet? Yeah. As yet, I haven't done this, or as of yet, I haven't done this. Yeah, that means so far, I have not done this. Up until now. What is low key? Hudong, low key, in general, the term low key just means not noticeable. Don't be... Look at me, look at me. Low key is when you're trying to not be seen. When you're trying to not be noticed. You're low key. Okay? Or sometimes we might use that term when we're just trying to tell somebody to be a little bit more calm or a little bit more relaxed about what they're doing. Don't be so animated or energized or energetic about it. Be more low key. Chill out. Okay? What is the difference between give in, give up, as in surrender? Give in and give up can be basically the same thing. Let me think about that for a minute. Yeah. So they both imply that you are not going to fight anymore about something. But to give up means that you've accepted something and that you will not do something, right? So if you're fighting, to give up means I'm not going to fight anymore. You'll stop trying, okay? To give in is more like you've decided to let somebody else be in control. So I would say give up when you're talking about a bank robbery and the robber, he eventually will give up. He doesn't give in. He gives up. But if you're at work and maybe your boss, he's very controlling and very demanding, and he wants it done like this and only like this. And you have been fighting, but eventually you just give in. You stop fighting against him and you let him control things. So to give in means to give dominance to somebody else. To give up means to surrender. Yes, in Spanish, we don't say este es Miguel to introduce someone. This is Miguel. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Linguistically, it is a little bit different. In many other languages, that is the way the rule is, to say he is when they're standing right next to you. But that's because I think he functions slightly differently in other languages, maybe. That's a very complicated question. You know, the more I think about it, it's sometimes the very simple questions are the most complicated ones. What's the difference between this is and he is? That's actually a very complicated thing to think about, especially when you consider other languages and how they work. Yeah. Hannah, you would like to speak English and improve your skill. What's my suggestions for a better start? Follow my YouTube, and then you can find lots of videos with lots of tips. Okay? Is it common to say I had a whale of a time there? I wouldn't necessarily say it's common, Claudia, but I wouldn't say it's uncommon or weird. It might sound like a whale of a time. A whale of a time. What is a whale? A whale is a very big animal, right? So when you say I had a whale of a time, it means I had an amazing time. I had a great time somewhere. I enjoyed myself very much. I had a whale of a time. If someone said that to me, would I think it's weird? Probably not, no. I might think it's a little bit old sounding. You know, we don't use it that much anymore, that phrase. So older people might use that phrase more commonly than younger people. Not because it's not a good phrase anymore, it's just because the younger people don't know it. That's probably really what it is. And Claudia, you know how things go. Language, part of language is fashion. And some words become less fashionable over time. So, a whale of a time, when that was first said, everybody thought that was the greatest saying ever. And over time, it lost its fashion. And now younger kids probably don't say that one as much because they want to seem new. So they don't use the old terms, right? What's the difference between tactile and tangible? Tangible things are anything that you can feel and touch and hold that's real. Okay, so a tangible book is a book that you can actually hold in your hands. An e-book is not tangible. The iPad might be, but the e-book itself is not tangible, right? Tactile means anything that can be felt physically. So let me look at something here. I'm curious. So they are very similar because actually the original meaning of tactile in Latin, tactilis, means that things that can be touched or things that are tangible. So the original meaning of tactile is tangible, but in the modern usage, so yeah, here's a way that you can think about the word tactile. When you talk about young children, when they're learning about the world, right? When you're a baby, you touch things and you're trying to feel everything and you put it in your mouth. Why do babies put things in their mouths? It's tactile. They're feeling things. They're starting to understand that some things are soft and some things are hard, and some things are sharp and some things are dull, and some things are rough and some things are smooth. That's understanding your tactile senses. So babies are exploring the tactile world. Or I should say babies are exploring the tangible world through their tactility. So their ability to physically feel the world. Okay? So, tangible has an opposite, intangible. Okay, tangible and intangible. Intangible things are things that can't be touched. Tangible things are things that can be touched. But tactile doesn't actually have an opposite. There's no opposite for tactile. Tactile just means the ability to be felt. I should say the ability to feel, maybe, physically, is your tactile ability. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Your physical ability to feel is your tactile ability. Okay? What is the meaning of the rule of thumb? Well, that's kind of a funny story, actually. Let me tell you about that one. So, there is a bad story about this one, actually. So the term, the rule of thumb, means a general way of doing things, okay? So we start our sentences with that sometimes. We say, as a rule of thumb, you should blah, 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 blah. As a rule of thumb, you should bring an umbrella when it's raining outside. That's a good general rule. But the history of this phrase is actually really weird. So, a long time ago, hundreds of years ago, a man was allowed by law to beat his wife. You were allowed to beat your wife with a stick as long as the stick was no bigger than your thumb. So if the stick was more round and wider than your thumb, the diameter was bigger than your thumb, then that was against the law. But if the diameter of the stick was the same or less than your thumb, then that was allowed. So, yeah, of course it's a weird law. This is hundreds of years ago, guys. We're talking about the 1600s, the 1500s. We're talking about a long time ago, okay? But now you're never going to forget this term now, right? As a rule of thumb. It's weird. We still use this very often. As a rule of thumb, you should blah, blah, blah. So now the term is very, very, it doesn't have a bad meaning anymore. And almost everyone in the world doesn't know where this word or this phrase comes from. Most people who use the term as a rule of thumb, they don't know the history of it. Okay? I do because I'm a teacher. But most people don't know that this rule, this term, the rule of thumb, it's all about, hey, if you thought your wife was bad, then you could go outside and get a stick and beat her, and it was legal as long as the stick was not as wide or not as round as your thumb. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? But at least you won't forget now, right? At least you won't forget. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the questions. Let's see. What is the meaning of the word though in the last sentence? The word though, when we use though at the end of a sentence, it's what I call contradictory, though. So when you're going to say something, but then you're going to say something else that's contradictory, we often put the word though at the end. So you could say, I wanted to go to the park today, but it's raining really hard now, though. So I wanted to go to the park. That's what I wanted to do. But there's a contradictory thing. But it's raining really hard now, though. All right? So you could just say, I wanted to go to the park today, but it's raining really hard now. You can say that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But we often add the word though just to say, you know, it's like because in a way. It's kind of like I want to do blah, 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 but because of blah, 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 I can't. Okay, so it kind of has the same form as because, but we put it at the end of the sentence. Okay? Can I tell you a synonym for symbolically? Maybe. Symbolically, you could say figuratively. You could say allegorically. You could say you could say you might say suggestive of or denotive of. That those are a little bit different, but they're related. But I think I would probably say allegorically or figuratively would probably be the closest way to directly say symbolically. Okay? What's the meaning of Netflix and chill? Well, Mina, the original meaning of Netflix and chill, I think, was just, hey, do you want to come over and watch Netflix with me and chill out and relax? But I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. But I think it has a different meaning now. That's a slang meaning. And it means to, you know, when people say, oh, do you want to come over and hook up with me? Then sometimes they use they use a code term, Netflix and chill. So be careful, because sometimes when people use Netflix and chill, I think they really just mean, hey, do you want to come watch TV and hang out with me and have fun just relaxing together? But I think sometimes they mean something a little bit more sexually suggestive. Okay? What does willy-nilly mean? Mila, willy-nilly is a word or a phrase we use when we want to say, don't do something very carelessly. Don't do something without thought and care. So if I say he drew a picture really willy-nilly, means he didn't care. He wasn't trying to draw something. He was trying to do it without care. He was doing it really quickly, with no care. So to do something willy-nilly, let me see, is it even in my dictionary? I bet it's not. Oh, it is. Look at that. Yeah, it just means to do something in a disorganized or unplanned manner, very sloppily. Okay? To do things willy-nilly. If I say he cleaned his room in a very willy-nilly like way, or he was very willy-nilly when he cleaned his room, that means he did not do a good job. His room is still pretty dirty. Okay? If I say wash the dishes, but don't be willy-nilly, That means make sure they're clean. Make sure they're clean. Don't just go, oh, okay, here, okay, here, okay, here. All right? Is willy-nilly a good word or a bad word? It's neither. It's just a way of describing something. It's a word that your parents might use to talk to you about how you're doing things. Parents will tell this to children because children sometimes don't know that you're supposed to do things with care. They haven't learned that yet, right? So if you tell your kid to do the dishes, maybe they will do the dishes, but they won't do them well. So that's why your mom or dad might say, hey, don't do it willy-nilly, do it right. Okay? Oh, geez, so many questions. Yeah, Mila, willy-nilly it's a way of describing students that are not really trying as hard as they could. Don't do it willy-nilly. I do very few things willy-nilly. Generally, if I want to do something, I say I'm going to do it well or I'm not going to do it at all. Okay? Is there an idiom about I wish you had been here? Yeah. Well, we say I wish you were here. Mina, that's the name of a famous record by the band Pink Floyd. Wish you were here. That's what we say. Wish you were here. Wish you were here. Some of the rooms have willy-nilly talks. Yeah, I don't really know because I never go to any of the rooms, but I try not to be willy-nilly. I try not to be willy-nilly when I'm here. I'm trying to answer questions. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to explain things. Okay, would anybody like to come talk to me? I've caught up with all the questions, so now you can raise your hand if you want to come talk to me. Let's see. We've got Lynn. Lynn wants to come talk to me, I think. Lynn, would you like to come on the stage? Hello, Lynn.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. And you're in China. Are you in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Guangzhou? Where are you?
Oh, I'm in Zhejiang province.
Zhejiang.
Province.
Okay. All right. And what can I do for you today, Lynn? Did you have a question for me or something I can help you with?
Oh my God! I can't believe I can't believe I came on the stage.
Why? You raised your hand. Didn't you want to come on the stage?
I'm a little nervous.
没事
Oh my
没事
God.
没事不担心不担心没事没事 It's no big deal. Just talk. Just relax.
My first time.
放松放松放松
First time in my life.
It's no problem. It's no problem. Relax. Take a deep breath. Watch me. Ready? Yeah, there you go. Relax. Relax. Okay, look, let's just talk first, and then once you relax, then you can ask me a question. So tell me, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh, I like. Oh,
你喜欢做什么爱好?
watching TV.
Okay. You like to watch TV. All right. And?
Oh. So I forgot this how to say.
Okay. 中文怎么说?
Oh, 台球.
哦，我忘记这个什么，大家你们知道吗？
哦，
我忘记这个。Table tennis. 对 yeah, ping pong.
table tennis.
Yeah, ping pong. You can say ping pong. In English, in America. Yeah, in America, we say ping pong.
Ping pong.
Yeah, do you know why we say ping
Maybe
pong?
it's different from table tennis. Yeah.
No, I think it's the same. Billiards. Oh, is it billiards?
Yes.
Oh, wait. You mean this one?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we call billiards, or actually in America, we don't usually call it billiards. Billiards is the European and the British term. In America, we usually call it playing pool.
Playing pool.
Yeah, it's the same word as a swimming pool, but it's a different kind of meaning. Okay? Like, what does a pool look what does a swimming pool look like? What does a swimming pool look like? It's a big square, or it's a big rectangle, right? What does a pool table look like? It's a big rectangle. So yeah, playing pool is what we usually call it in America. If you say billiards in America, people go, "What's that?" But if you say I want to go play pool, then everybody goes, "Oh, I know." So if you say I want to go to the pool means I want to go swimming.
I want to go to the pool.
But if you say I want to go play pool, that means I want to play this.
Oh, play.
Yeah. So to
I
go
want to go to play.
right. So if you say if it's a place, then you say the pool. Right? You're going to the pool to swim.
The pool. Oh,
Right.
Oh.
But if it's a game, then you say I'm going to play pool. I like to play pool. We are playing pool.
Playing pool.
Yeah.
Okay, I learned a new word.
Yeah, and
I didn't know before.
table tennis is the one that has the little paddles that you hit the ball. It's tennis, tennis 就是网球, right? That has the big racket.
Yeah.
Right? And you hit the ball. Table tennis is the same thing. Sometimes we call it table tennis, sometimes we call it ping pong. We call it ping pong because that's the way it sounds. You hit the ball and it says ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Okay, that's why we call it ping pong. But you can call it either one in America. Actually, I have a ping pong table right over there.
Whoa.
Yeah, many years ago, my parents were friends with a Chinese family, and they loved ping pong, and they gave my family a ping pong table, and we've had it for like 50 years. Yeah, so I grew up when I was a boy. We played ping pong a lot.
Oh.
And yes, Odie said there are different rules and different color on the balls. Yeah. Billiards and pool, yeah, there are many differences between them. There are different balls, different rules, different game completely. But they are very, it's the same idea. So like I said, in Europe, they say we play billiards. In America, we say we play pool. So it depends on what kind of game you're playing. So if you might be playing billiards, I'm not sure. When I lived in Taiwan for 4 years. When I was in Taiwan, I didn't see any billiards. I did see pool. So if it's like that, then it's probably pool. You're probably playing pool. Do you have like the 8-ball, the black 8-ball? When you hit the balls, are they numbered? Do you have numbers on the balls?
No.
No. Okay, so then that might be billiards. That might be billiards. Because when we play American pool, there are different colors on the balls and different numbers on the balls. And
Oh yes. Yes.
yeah, there's the black 8 ball, and the black 8 ball,
8 ball.
right? That's the one that you have to hit last. You have to do that one last. If you try to get that one in before, then you lose.
I never get black.
You never got that one before, yeah. So so that's the difference. What is the difference between pool and billiards? I don't really know because I'm not an expert at either. But here, let me show you. I'm sure there's a website that will explain it. Pool versus billiards. There it is. So here is a website, everybody. You can go here and they'll tell you about the difference between pool, billiards, and there's another game. There's another game called snooker. Snooker, Snooker, snooker. So here, take a look at this.
My God.
So if you go to this website,
What's wrong?
they can explain the difference between the two. Okay? And look, see, Wakar says snooker has numbers on the balls. Yeah. So I don't really know. I've never played snooker. I've never played billiards. I've only played pool. And I don't, I've never played it very much. I've played it just for fun. Selin, I will check my messages later. Okay.
Oh my God, my that is what pool.
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, that's what Dean said.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? She said she can't hear me. Hello? Yeah, Vecca says she can hear me.
Oh my God.
So I don't know. I can hear you, Lynn. I can hear you, Lynn. Well, Lynn, if you can't talk, that's okay. But yeah, what my friend from Egypt was saying before is basically the idea that snooker and billiards and pool are the same idea, but with slightly different rules.
I can't.
Okay, I'm sorry, Lynn. I'm gonna let you go because I'm not sure why I can't, or why you can't hear me, I should say. But hopefully you can come up again next time. Thank you for coming up, Lynn. Bye. I don't know why. That was weird. Yeah, I think it's just some weird HelloTalk software stuff sometimes. Yeah, I could hear her too. I don't know why. I'm sorry, Lynn. I didn't know why you couldn't hear me. Raheem wants me to give information about the TOEFL exam. That's a big question, Raheem. That's too big, man. Raheem, they have books about the TOEFL exam. If somebody wrote a book about that question, then I can't answer that. They wrote a book about it. So, If you want to know about the TOEFL exam, buy those books. They have many books. Let me give you 2 companies that are great. Raheem, Kaplan's, and also Barron's. Those are 2 publishers that make very, very good test preparation books. And they have test preparation books for every test you can imagine. Okay, so check out Barron's or Kaplan's IELTS or TOEFL preparation books. You said TOEFL, I think, right? Joseph, Petanque. I don't know, Joseph. Let me see if I can help you with that. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a European game, Joseph. We call it Petanque. But we don't call it that, Joseph, because I don't know anyone who plays that game here in America. There probably are some people, but they're probably immigrants, like, you know, somebody who came from your country and they want to play that game here in America, so they play it here. But I've never seen that game before or even heard of that game before. So the Italians have a game called Bocce Ball, and we do that here sometimes, and this looks maybe a little bit similar to Bocce Ball. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that we would just say the French word, Joseph, because we don't really have a version of that game. Okay? I look like Jim Carrey? Okay. So do those books include grammar learning or just exercises for preparation? Those books usually are only for preparation, Orchid. If you want to learn grammar, then you should find those same companies, Kaplan and Barron's, and find their grammar books. Okay, or the 2 grammar books that I use, one is called English Grammar in Use, and the other one is just called Basic English Grammar by Saddleback Publishing. Those are the 2 English grammar books that I use. Okay? I'm sorry about that, Lynn. Yeah, it's not a big part of the American culture, Joseph, so there might be some people who play it here, but they're probably immigrants who brought it here. And that's cool. That's cool, but I'm just not familiar with it myself. Oh, see, look, Belen said in Spain, retired people play petanca in the parks. So, yeah, that sounds like maybe it's similar to bocce ball. Italian older people in Italy, they also play bocce ball. Yeah. All right. Would someone else like to come up on the stage? All right. How about Bottle?
Hello.
Hello, Bottle. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, it's my pleasure because it's my second time on the stage. Yeah.
I do remember you, yes. And what can I do for you today? Did you have a question for me or something I can help you with?
I have no question.
No
No question.
questions? No? Well, tell me something about English that you think is difficult. What's difficult for you about English?
Maybe I think there are some um English cultures, yeah, that I didn't familiar with. Yeah.
Culture. Like what? You mean like things that you see in TV and movies that you're not familiar with? Or, you know, American culture, the funny thing about American culture is a mix of every culture, right? So, just like I was just talking to the guy, Joseph, he was talking about a French game. And I don't know that game. Is it possible there are people here playing it? Yeah, definitely. Definitely there probably are people playing it here. I don't know about it because it's not very popular. But anytime people move here, they bring their culture here. So, Bottle, do you know what the number one kind of takeout food in America is? In America, if you want to order takeout food, what is the most popular food in America?
Fruit.
Food. Food.
Fruit.
Yeah. 什么食物?
Potato.
Potatoes. No.
No.
Not burgers, not Mexican, not pizza.
Pizza.
No. The most popular takeout or delivery food in America is Chinese food.
Chinese food.
American Chinese food, but Chinese food. Yeah. Chinese food. Yeah, Americans, when we want to call and get fast food, the number one kind of food that we eat in America, Chinese food, because it's fast and quick and cheap. Yes, I'm not joking. Look, I'll prove it to you. Hold on. Let me show you a website so you guys don't think I'm lying. It says here, here's a study from qualityassurance.com, Quality Assurance Magazine. And it says, let me show you. I'll share my screen so you guys can see it. Okay, take a look. New study reveals most popular cuisines in America. So hold on, let me move my screen over. There we go, so you guys can see it better. Hold on. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, so it says a new study has revealed that Chinese food is the most Googled cuisine in the United States. So, when people want to order food or think about food, the number one food that they think about in America is Chinese food. But it's 这是美式的，不是 it's 不是传统的。No, it's not real Chinese food. It's like General Tso's chicken. It's American style Chinese food. Okay? But why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I'm just trying to show you that America is a place with every culture. So the first most popular food is Chinese food. And then pizza. Pizza is Italian. And then hamburgers. Are hamburgers American? Are hamburgers from America?
I like hamburgers.
Yeah.
Hamburgers.
你觉得汉堡就是美国的吗？
I think yeah.
不是，这是 German 德国的。
German.
Yeah, 这是德国的。Yeah, it's German. And what about French fries? Are French fries American?
French fries.
Yeah. 薯条.
薯条.
Are French fries American? No. Are they French? No. French fries are from Belgium. They're from Belgium. Belgium, 我忘记中文怎么说 Belgium. Belgium 就是
比利时.
对，比利时 yeah. Belgium. So, French fries are not French, and French fries are not American. French fries are Belgian. Burgers, not American. German. Pizza, not American. Italian. So, you see what I'm saying? We have every kind of food here. We have every kind of, culture here. Yeah.
So what's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite fruit?
I don't have one. I don't. I love food. I love, yeah, I love so many kinds of food. I can't choose one. It's like asking me to choose my favorite song. I can't. I love too many of them. And maybe today I say my favorite food is tacos. Maybe tomorrow I say my favorite food is pizza. Maybe the next day I say my favorite food is noodles or pasta. My favorite, it changes every day. Yeah. So, what is American food? There's a good question. Lunar wants to know, what is American food? So, there are some things that have developed, some kinds of food that have developed here in America, and they started here. So, for example, if you go to the city of New Orleans in America, that's a very unique city, and it has its own food culture. It has a very unique food culture that it's a mix of a bunch of other cultures. And because it's a unique mix, it's uniquely American. Right? So, there's a food called Ciappino. Ciappino, it sounds Italian, but it's actually American. It was created in San Francisco. There's American chili. Chili is a kind of very, very, very thick, heavy soup, sometimes with beans or meat or both. Mac and cheese is Italian. Mac and cheese is originally an Italian. The idea of noodles with cheese, that's mac and cheese is very American now. Now, when we think mac and cheese, we think American, but originally that's from Italy. Yeah. So, steak. Maybe you could say American style of steak. Okay. People have had steak around the world forever. But Americans, we do it differently, right? We like the big, thick steaks, and we like them really big, and we like to cook them differently a little bit, So steak is different. Steak is American, but it's a style. It's our style of steak is American. Odie says ketchup is from China. The word, yes, Odie, the word ketchup is from China, but the actual sauce, that's not from China. That is actually an American creation. They took the word. Ketchup is from a Chinese word, an old Malaysian Chinese word, I think. Early, like, Malaysian Chinese. In southern China, a long time ago, there was a word, katsup. Katsup, it means a fish sauce, like a kind of, 就是差不多的酱油. You know, it's a kind of sauce. Yeah. Yeah. So they had a sauce there that they called katsup, katsup, katsup. And the European sailors, they heard this word, katsup, katsup, katsup. And so they thought, oh, katsup means a sauce. So the word ketchup became the word that just means a sauce. A long time ago, it just meant a sauce. Now, ketchup means 番茄酱. Yeah. But a long time ago, it just means sauce. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I like food and music and language, because when you learn about food and music and language, the history of them is what's so interesting. How those words were created, that's interesting. How were those foods created? That's interesting. How is that music created? That's interesting. Those are my favorite things in the world because of history. I like to look at how were they created? Yeah. So, Bottle, do you have any other things you would like to ask me about or talk about?
I don't have anything.
No? Well, just so you know, in America, the most popular foods are Chinese food, Mexican food, Thai food, pizza is very popular, Indian food is very popular, Korean food is very popular. So you have to remember that this country is a country made of people from everywhere. So we have every kind of restaurant. And
There are
yeah,
immigrants.
right. And because of their many immigrants, we have every kind of food. So when you ask me what's your favorite food, I don't know, because on Monday I say I want Indian food. On Tuesday I say I want Greek food. On Wednesday I say I want Italian food. On Thursday I say I want Chinese food. My stomach can have anything it wants here. I don't have to just have one. So the way I grew up eating food from every culture. I grew up eating Chinese food. I grew up eating Italian food. I grew up eating European food. I grew up eating Mexican food and South American food. I grew up eating food from all over the world. Yeah, I have a global tummy. I like that. That'd be a good name for a band.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, Bottle. Okay, well, it's nice to see you again, and I'll see you next time, okay?
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye. So anyway, yeah, you know, especially if you go to a big city in America, if you go to a city like Chicago or New York, you can find almost any kind of food in the world if you try. It might not be really easy, but yeah. Have I tried pupusas? I have. There's a really good Salvadoran restaurant in my city. And last year, I went there and had some pupusas. Very good. Very good. Yes. If you know the food, the language, and the music of a country, you know about 80% of their culture. That's right. That's right, Joseph. That's exactly right. So that's one reason why I know about many cultures, Because I love music, so I've learned about music from the entire world. I love food, so I've learned about food from the entire world. And I like languages, so I've learned a little bit about languages from the entire world. Yes, Heinz is an American company with German name, right? That's right. Did I try with cheese only? Yeah. One of the ones I had was only cheese, and the other one had pork. Do I go to the gym after eating? I'm not a gym guy, but I practice drums as much as I can, and that keeps me in pretty good shape. Hello, Spectre. Long time no see. Spectre, is that who I think it is? Did you change your name? What are pupusas? Lalissa, pupusas are a Salvadoran. I think it's Salvadoran. I was pretty sure it's Salvadoran. It's a Salvadoran food. How do I describe them properly? So it's kind of like almost like a pancake. It's almost like a pancake, but inside of it they put stuff like maybe pork or cheese or something inside. So it's like a pancake with the filling. Yeah, it's like a corn tortilla that's cooked on the pan or on the grill, and inside has some sort of like a stuffing or a filling. They're really yummy. What kind of music do I like? Muhammad, I like all kinds of music. Have I ever tried jollof rice? I don't think so. Let me Google it and see. That's a Nigerian thing? Or West African dish? 3 things. It has rice, tomato, stew, and what? Rice, tomatoes, chilies, onions, and spices. Looks good. That sounds great. I've never tried it, but that looks really good and sounds really good. I do know who it is. And Orchid says, yeah, we have many U.S. fast foods restaurants in my country, but we also have Korean and Chinese. Right. So everywhere in the world, international foods are spreading, right? But of course, it happened here first, usually, because this is a country made of people from everywhere. So my country is it's like a petri dish. My country is a petri dish for culture. Everyone is used to and interested in the food of their own country. Mina, yes, but Mina, can you tell me what is below your country, Mina? What is below your country? What is underneath Iran? Earth. So, if you feel like you like your local food, that's fine, but you need to understand that I have a different definition of local. My definition of local is Earth. I live on Earth. So because I live on Earth, I want to try Earth food. So why would I only want to eat the food that only comes from one little tiny little part of Earth? No, I want to try it all. I don't think about countries like that. No. I'm from Earth. You're from Earth. Your culture is my culture. My culture is your culture. Which languages do I want to learn? I'm mostly just focused on learning Chinese and improving my Chinese. And then I want to continue to learn a little bit of many other languages. So I don't want to be fluent in French, but I would like to know how to say maybe 50 things in French. I don't want to be fluent in German, but I would like to really be able to say maybe 100 things in German. I don't want to be fluent in Arabic. I can say about a dozen things now in Arabic. I would like to learn a few more things in Arabic. So I am not on a... I don't want to learn every language fluently. I don't think that's a realistic goal. But I really do like to learn a little bit of each one. Have I tried Kabeli Pulao? No. I assume that's an Afghani thing. David wants to come up on the stage. Is that what you're saying, David? You want to come up on the stage? Have I tried arancini? No. I don't believe I have. Do I usually exercise? My job playing drums is a lot of exercise. And I also do a lot of outside work, yard work. So I prefer to do exercise by doing practical work, not just by doing jumping jacks and lifting weights. Let's see. So the difference between most and much. Most is a superlative, the highest of something. Much is a comparative. So when you say most, you're talking about the highest of something. When you're talking about much, you're just talking about the quantity of something. Okay? Comparatively, the quantity. How much is it? How much does it weigh? You want to know comparatively or descriptively. Okay? Do I like spicy food? No. I love spicy food. And yes, I am a foodie. What about short stories? Kalsum, what about short stories? What do you want to know about them? Mina wants me to try an Iranian food called Gema Nesar. Well, I've never heard of that one. The only one people talk about all the time is Gorma Sabzi, Gorma Sabzi, Gorma Sabzi. Oh, I didn't know. Look, you can put spinach in them? That's pretty cool. Okay, what about facts and fiction? What about facts and fiction? Facts are real. Fiction means not real. Is there any application for grammar that I would recommend? I don't know. I have never looked for an application for grammar. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure. There probably are. Grammarly is a one that you could use for grammar. Yeah, that's one I do know. Okay, I think I'm caught up with the questions now. Do I like cooking? Yes, I do. Would you like to see what I cooked for dinner last night? Would anyone like to see what I cooked for dinner last night? Let me see here. Last night I made roasted chicken. So take a look. Here is this is the butter that I made with herbs. It's got garlic and parsley and rosemary and thyme and smoked paprika and salt and pepper and lemon juice in it. And then there's the roasted chicken going into the oven. Yummy. Covered in herb butter. And there it is, cooking nicely. And I made mashed potatoes. This is a very popular American food. It comes from Ireland. And some corn. Look at that chicken. Oh, it is so yummy. Delicious. So you boil up these potatoes, and I had some peas, corn. Come on, tell me that doesn't look delicious. So there was dinner last night right there. Mashed potatoes, chicken, roasted chicken with gravy, peas, and corn. That was my dinner. Yeah, it was a banquet. We didn't eat much yesterday, so I made a lot of food for dinner. Yeah. I started cooking when I was about 11 or 12. I started playing the drums when I was about 11 or 12, and I started cooking when I was around 11 or 12. So yes, I love cooking. All right, I'm sorry, I still see some more questions I didn't answer. Being open-minded is very important, Joseph, that's right. Yep. Oh no, Athena, I didn't know about the rain in your city. I hope everything's okay. You want to read short stories. Do I know a website for that? I do. Let me give it to you. I use this site a lot for my students. I think it might be a Chinese site, but it's pretty good, actually. So, this site is free, and it has a lot of good free resources for learning English. But, But I will tell you one thing. It's not 100% perfect. Okay, this site, sometimes when I show when I give my students a story from this site, sometimes there are a few mistakes in it. Okay? So, it's a really good site because it's free and it has a lot of really good practice. But be careful because it's not 100% perfect. Okay? Can you come to my home? You want to come have dinner? Sure. Will I have a live tomorrow? Mohammed, I'm not sure, my friend. I have a lot of stuff to do, so I don't know. Usually I do have a live stream on Thursday, but tomorrow I might need to take a day off because I have some stuff to do. And Ximena, I'm teaching here on Hello Talk. Okay? All right. Anyone else want to come talk to me? Let's see. All right. Yeah, look, we have a bunch of people. Oh, how about that? Okay, let's talk to... Oh, I was just going to pick Mina. Let's try Mina first. Be patient. I'll try to get to you. Hello, Mina.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much.
Good. What can I do for you today? Do you have a question for me or something I can help you with?
I'm stressed out a little.
Okay.
When I read a text or article, I know the meaning of the words. Approximately all of the words, but when I want to speak English, I can't use all of the words.
Okay, so
I don't know why.
Mina, I want to ask you a question. When you make food, what language do you think in? When you make food, if you make breakfast or you make lunch or you make dinner, what language are you thinking?
Persian.
So that's what you need to change. Every day when you're doing simple things, it's a simple thing. If it's a simple thing, then try to use simple English and think about it in English. Okay? So Mina, every time people tell me I have the words here, but I can't say them, it's because your English mind is not strong enough. Your English mind is too weak. So how can you make your English mind stronger? You have to use it. So, Mina, when I go to the grocery store, I think in Chinese. It's just a normal thing I'm doing. I'm just going to the grocery store to buy groceries like I do any other time. But I'm just using a different language when I think about it. Now, why is that important? Because if you can do that every day, the language becomes more familiar and more comfortable, and you will feel more confident that those words are ready for you to use anytime you want to. So when I want to speak Chinese now, I don't usually have to think about it before I speak because I practice thinking. So the secret of being comfortable in a language is you have to understand that language has two parts, mental and physical. The physical part of language is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. But the mental part of language is thinking And if
Yeah.
you can't do this well, then you can't do those other ones well, right? So the secret of good reading, writing, listening, and speaking is good thinking.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
No problem. So that's what I try to tell everybody is try to start thinking in English more every day. 5 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes the next day, 30 minutes the next day. Try to use English to do anything. When you're getting dressed or brushing your teeth, think in English. When you are getting ready for work or making food, think in English. When you're going to the park, think in English. When you're driving, when you're watching TV, think in English. See if you can. If you can't, now you know what you need to study. Right? Because if you can't think about that thing, then there's a problem. That means you don't have the vocabulary, you don't have the skills to think about that thing in that language. That's scary at first. At first it feels scary because it's like, oh my God, I don't know how to say that or that or that or that or that. I don't know how to say anything. So it's scary at first, but eventually it feels like the best way to find out what you need to learn. Because now, yeah, if I look around the room and I say, I don't know how to say that thing, now I can write that down and say, look, there's a new word I need to learn in Chinese. So thinking in that language, thinking in English can help you find what you need to learn. Okay? And
Yes.
thinking in English is the secret of being comfortable with speaking in English. It has to be comfortable here first.
Yeah, I think it may be because of that I'm scared of speaking English. I'm scared of making mistakes.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. Many people are afraid of making mistakes. Why? You're afraid to be embarrassed. You're afraid to look stupid. You're afraid to look bad. But if you are speaking a second language, you're not stupid. You know 2 languages. So you can relax. You don't have to worry. You're not a stupid person. You're a smart person. But now you have to think about your mistakes. I want you to change the way you think about your mistakes. Mina, do you have children?
No.
Okay. Do you have nephews or nieces?
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes are they naughty?
What's the meaning of naughty?
Naughty means not very good. Like they maybe they do bad things sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
right? But you still love them, right?
Yeah.
And when your children are naughty or when your nieces or nephews are naughty, what do you need to do? You need to give them more attention, right? So the same thing is true with your mistakes. Your grammar mistakes, your English mistakes, they're just naughty little children.
Yeah.
And you need to think about them. And when your children are naughty, you think, oh, well, why is he being naughty? What do I need to do to help him understand so he doesn't do this anymore? Treat your grammar mistakes the same way you treat your naughty children. Look at your grammar mistakes and think, okay, what's wrong with this child? What's wrong with this mistake? Why do I make this mistake? Why am I doing this? So don't be afraid of your mistakes. So, Mina, are you embarrassed by your children if they do something wrong in public? Are you embarrassed?
No, not at all.
Right, because they're children. And that's what children do sometimes, right? So don't be embarrassed by your mistakes because they're just children.
Yeah.
So your language is like a person. the more your language grows, it will get better, right? So in the beginning, your language is a child. So children are naughty. They make mistakes. They don't know the answers yet. They don't know the way yet. You just have to focus on them, give them more attention until they learn. So treat your mistakes like your children. Don't be embarrassed by them. Love them. Give them attention and focus on them. If you do that, that will change the way you feel about language. Now your mistakes are not something to be embarrassed about. Now your mistakes are just something that needs to learn and grow. That's all. Okay, so for the same reason that you're not embarrassed by your nephews or your nieces or children, don't be embarrassed by your language. Okay? Yeah.
Yes.
And one more thing. When we're scared to speak, it's really weird because nothing bad could really happen to you. If you say past tense when you should have said present tense, what's going to happen to you? Nothing. If you say the wrong word at the wrong time, what's going to happen to you? Nothing. So relax. Relax. The world is not that dangerous when it comes to language. So you can use language pretty freely and you can relax about your mistakes. Okay? And just understand that, yes, you do make mistakes, but they're just naughty little children and you have to train them day by day, just like you just said. Yeah, just train them, just like your children. Teach them. Give them attention. Yeah, that's it. All right?
Exactly. Thank you so much.
No problem, Mina. Yeah, don't be afraid. If you make a mistake, who cares? Really? Who cares? And this is one more thing I like to tell people. It doesn't matter what language it is. In every language in the world, everyone hates grammar. So, if that's true, if everyone hates grammar, then why do we worry so much when we make mistakes? Because you hate it too. I hate it. We all hate it. So, maybe we should relax a little bit more and just say, hey, you know, I know you were trying, so it's okay. All right? Relax. We all hate grammar. So if we all hate grammar, then we should all just say, hey, look, I might make a mistake, but it's okay because they hate mistakes. They hate grammar mistakes too. So it's okay. Relax. All right. Mina, would you like to say something else?
No,
No?
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everybody, it doesn't matter what you're learning. When you learn, you need to learn without fear. If you're afraid, you can't learn well.
Yeah.
So stop being afraid of making mistakes because nothing's going to happen to you. It's not a shark. It's not a lion. It's not a tiger. It's not a bear. It's language. Okay? All right. Mina, I'm going to let you go, but thank you so much for coming up on my stage to talk to me.
Thank you so much for important tips.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Take care, and I'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye says, but I can't remember the words. Bye， 这是因为现在每天你想中文，你说你说你想中文，不行，明天你需要用你的英文的脑。 OK， 想简单的，很简单的。我喜欢这个，我不喜欢这个。我要这个，我不要这个。很简单的。OK。All right. It's about 12 o'clock, everybody, so it's just about time for me to go get some lunch. And I did 2 hours. I said I was only going to do an hour and a half, but see, look, I always go more than I say I'm going to go. But it was great. Please make sure you guys follow. I'm almost to 55,000 followers. Let's see where are we at today. 54,681 followers. 54,682. So, yeah, please make sure you follow. Please share. And you can go to my my YouTube. Go to my YouTube page. Wait a minute. Let me give it to you. Here's my YouTube page. Follow my YouTube page because right now I am recording. And after this is done, I will upload this live stream to my YouTube channel. So you can watch this again. And again, and again, and again. Okay? Thank you, Abdo. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Arwa. Yeah, it's increasing. It's increasing slowly but surely. Okay. Again, everybody, thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for following and participating. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening wherever you are in the world. And don't forget the most important advice I can give you. If you want to learn a language, you must be a language warrior. Warrior. Not worrier, warrior. Warrior means a fighter. A fighter. You must be a language fighter. What are you fighting? Your fear. How can you possibly speak a language well if you are afraid? If you are afraid, you can't speak well. So the first thing you must do is fight your fear if you want to learn language. Okay? Okay, everybody, thank you. I will see you guys next time. I might be here tomorrow, but I might not. I might be too busy. I'm not sure. If I can, I will. But if not, then you'll see me on Saturday, probably. Okay? All right, everybody, thanks again. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.